Gotta stick around and tap that screen.
What, man?
You heard me. How many times?
I gave you 230 likes.
Chop them rookie numbers.
What?
Them rookie numbers.
I don't have to tell nobody live for it. I tap, but I think the most top topic we gave was like 300 something. I ain't lying. I tap enough to stay in the room.
They tried to shut us down last time, y'all. They tried to shut us down. I was saying too much, they ain't like it, but it's cool.
Said the most likely you ever get was 300. And one of our most likely you ever get, right? I just gave you 308. That's how you tap a motherfucking screen.
Alright. We back. They tried to stop us, you know. They can't stop me. Even if they stop me. Shout out Louise. Let me make sure before we get back into it. We're charging. We're looking good. Yes, sir. Tap screen. Grab that too. So if you missed the first live, you know, I don't know what to tell you. What's good? What's good? What's good? I can't see my screen, y'all. So, let me get my mod in here though, and then we're gonna keep pushing. So we're gonna get some good information. Get into a great class tonight. Oh, okay, let me see. 9 is alright. It's alright. Alright, so getting back into it, we was, if I recall, we was rounding up on Zeus. You see, because Tiamat, the mother goddess, Kronos, Father Time, gave birth to the primordial being, the primordial gods. They existed before time started. Time started when Zeus's 100 seed, Kronos's, his 100 seed, which was Marduk, was born. And Marduk slayed his father Kronos, freeing his brothers and sisters, starting time. It was Zeus, one of the creations of Marduk, and the primordial ones. Him and his brothers, they went in, they overthrew them, the Titans, Zeus and them, they went and overthrew the Titans, and then they made a space between heaven and hell. Essentially, they made the physical existence we call the universe. That was made by Zeus. And so now in this physical realm that we live in, This realm is known Tartarus. It's Tartarus. You know what I'm saying? And this land specifically, if you're in the Americas, is the heart. This is the big sister of the seven sisters of the Pleiades. That's America. You know, that's Turtle Island as well. So when Zeus slayed the primordial gods and made a space between heaven and hell, he then made this realm, and he made man. When he made man, he could not give them higher intelligence, ergo soul. It was the spirit of the great mother that gave life to all things, that came in, gave life to man. But in doing that, man now became more mighty than Zeus himself, because it was the greatest thing Zeus ever created, and it also contained true source light, the energy that Zeus himself was made of. So therefore, the creation was better than the creator. So the creation got placed in a, this is the gel, this is the simulation, the simulacrum, right? The simulacrum, this is a giant psyop, this whole universal reality that we live in. It is not real. It is not a reality. It is a causality. It exists because a lot of other things happen. This is an ending. We're in the end of a cycle. But there's no such thing as an end, because in the beginning. Get it? No such thing as an end, because in the beginning it just starts over. See, any points in time where you say it between ends and beginnings, they call that boredom. That means they're just waiting for stuff to happen. That's when you return a source, you recharge. It's the cosmic womb. You go back to that egg, which is your soul, which is also a black hole. You go back in there and you recharge up from the divine energy. And then when you are ready, you birth again, and you have a new life. Your new life. Whatever that is for you, that's for you and your journey. You're infinite. You're a source. You get to make it all up. You get to experience it. You know what I'm saying? Because we made them in our image. And we made them. We made him and her, in our image, in our mind. Because in the mind of man lies the mind of God, when man understands his true potential and power. Let me check something real quick. Hold on. Don't worry. We're going to keep it running, folks. Let me see. The
little sparkle on the side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bear with me. You can. You know, little technical stuff, you know, new setup. You know how it go, folks. You're a moderator, so you can jump down here to... I'm back. So, as I was saying, getting into this, you know, gotta give me some cosmic energy, feeding the spirit. Because inevitably, the spirit, the God, all the source, it's all in you. It's all in your mind. Once you can break the barrier that there's no separation in between you and source, and you are the infinite source, you are having a human experience, but under that skin there is a higher source intelligence that lies within, a source intelligence that can build the world. That's the melanin. Melanin, which is, yes, a carbon-based substance. You know, that's what they say, you have melanin in your skin, but there's 3 types of melanin. It's not one thing. Nothing's just one thing. And, you know, kind of breaks down the separation, nothing to under the sun. Everything is a aspect or an influence or a mutation of something else. And is ever expanding in that way. So, the substance that they're referring to is the melanin. Actually, the melanin in the brain that sits at the base of the skull. That's the medulla oblongata. That is known as the mouth of God. This organ, this secretes a substance down your spine. This substance that goes down your spine pools in your solar chakra. This is manifested as your sacral sexual energy. If you are of the masculine, you are to be retaining this energy and channeling it back up to your third eye. If you are the feminine, you are supposed to be releasing this energy and then channeling that energy up to the third eye. Right? And that's what you're supposed to be doing with your sacral sexual energy. Depending on whatever manifestation you incarnated as in this physical reality. So, the spirit is just in something in you. It's your emotions that have manifested into its own intellectual self. The aliens they've been warning you about, this is them telling you that the gods are remembering who they are. Thus, therefore, their incarnated forms are now returning to their psyche. They are beginning to remember what they've forgotten. And because these are primordial beings who existed before what they consider God, because they can't get no higher than the Christ consciousness, because if they were, they would be destroyed. This is where the whole thought of spontaneous human combustion comes in. This is what happens when the spiritual energy rises up way too fast in the vessel, and the vessel is not able to channel and alchemize that energy. They will spontaneously explode. Spiritual energy. Right? Because we are electrical beings. We are electrical beings. Remember, your brain works, it uses neurons that are the electronic force pulses of energy that carries signals, thoughts, and memories between the neurons in your brain. They carry those out all the way to the extremities of your body using your nervous system. It runs down the spine. Spine is the stairway to heaven. That's your 32 keys, 32 steps, Jacob's ladder. You know what I'm saying? You got to climb that ladder. You got to bring that energy up. So when you meditate, it looks like this. You can get into a meditation. Matter of fact, real quick, let's clear the air. Now, when you breathe, all your attention should be focused on the breath. When you want to breathe, you want to breathe in nice and strong. Not only through your nose, but through every pore in your body. That's why they say it's better to, when you are meditating and breathing, to have the least amount of clothes on as possible. So all your pores can be open and pull in the ether, the etheric energy from around you. It pulls all that in. You know what I'm saying? So when we are in our meditations, you know what I'm saying? When we get into the meditative state, your breath should be, depending on what you're doing, there's different types of breathing. It's a very simple one. You're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and then breathe out for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4 seconds. Right? This is a cycle. Repeat this about 3 to 4 times. If you repeat that about 3 to 4 times, you should have, by that point, gotten your mind out of beta thought into alpha thought. See, beta thought is when you're operating off your preset program, default running program. That is the counterfeit spirit. When you shift up, to your you shift up to the higher mind, to the higher consciousness. We're gonna call it that. Fuck they shit. They alpha beta system, whatever. But once you shift up from a lower way of thinking into your higher way, into your higher mind, your higher consciousness, right? You are now able to tap into different dimensions. It's not just, moving, some shit like a piece of tinfoil. It's so much deeper than that. Like, that's base level stuff. Like, I just want to say that off rip. It's base level stuff. But as you are focusing on your breath, as you relax, because that's the key, you're trying to become one. You are literally melting away the pain, the stress, the anxiety of the day. With every exhalation out, you release all those negative thoughts. And all you do is breathe. So together, one time, as we and relax. Let your shoulders fall. Let your hands relax to a natural position and let them lay. Even if you're holding the mudra, let that mudra find its most natural position. And breathe. Okay? This is getting to oneness. This is peace. This is serenity. This is the void. This is the womb. This is the cosmic egg. This is your space. This is your soul. It is everything and it is nothing. But it is waiting for intention from you. But until you are ready to fully wield that sword, the spiritual mind will give you things to deal with, to allow your consciousness to be better prepared for the task at hand, the task of rebuilding the universe, rebuilding the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the process. But in order to do so, you must be able to be in a higher mind or a higher vibrational state and not allow your emotions and your feelings get in between you and your true authentic self. Right? You are supposed to be learning how to master your emotions, not suppress them. Master them. For this is the power. The power of the tale. What's the tale? The ability to read what can't be spoken. Right? You are seeing what the blind can't see. And who is the blind? Those who only use their 2 eyes to see. Because your 2 eyes are actually liars and thieves. They lie to you every day because they got you believing the world you live in is actually real the way they show you because of TV. And they also steal your joy from you because they got you now constantly comparing your existence to to someone else's existence, therefore both stealing your joy and causing pain. Those are the blind. They have yet to master their true sight. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope y'all been enjoying. I hope y'all getting this. I hope y'all getting this message, man. I hope y'all getting this message. You know? Cause look, don't worry about it. The YouTube is coming strong. We're building the community, y'all. Essentially what we're doing. We're building the community. This is the university. Well, it's not even university. It's class, though. It's the class of life. It's the class of existence. See, we are gods who were taught to be humans, and now we're trying to remember how to be God. So this is only a school for the divine beings, those who have the divine soul. Right? And I'm just reminding you, I'm trying to help you put some dots together. So let's start like this. Your root chakra is the heart soul of earth. That's your root. That's the thing that ties you to this physical existence. The heart soul of the planet. That connects you to your universal cosmic soul. You are the transmitter. When you go outside and you ground, meaning you put the soles of your feet to Mother Earth, and then you line yourself up with alignment. Once you get to your crown chakra, you now are connected to cosmic intelligence. You now become the portal to receive the infinite source energy. Right? And here's how you do it. During the day, you must work with these energies. So during the day, you work with the solar sun that gives off solar rays that then gets absorbed into your melanin. And the reason melanin is black, because it gives off no color, meaning it absorbs all things, because this is how color works. You see this candle? It is not blue because it is blue. It is blue because it accepts every other color when light hits it but blue. And it puts off blue, so you see blue, but it's not really blue. Black is what happens when a substance absorbs all light. Therefore, it gives off no color. It is the fullness of light. Right? So the blackness, which you get there when you close your mind and you go into the deep subconscious of your deep subconscious. That is the black hole. That is the 3 stages of darkness. They call it the dark night of the soul. Alright? This is when, once you've healed your shadow, if you've made friends with your demons, right? You are now ready to see what lies on the other side for you. I cannot tell you exactly what it is you are supposed to see. See, this is the trick they fooled you all with. They got us all trying to ask questions about what we're supposed to see on the other side. The trick, you will never know, because everybody's going to see something different on the other side. That's what they say. Everybody has their own personalized heaven for them, because they got their own journey. We can give you glimpses. We can give you insights into somebody else's, but the only way to actually know for yourself is to go. It is the journey of self-discovery, meaning I can't do it. Only you yourself can. I can't do it for you. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is that point where the real ones and the fake ones are known. That's why they say this message is not for the masses. There's not supposed to be people lined up around the block to get this shit. Even though it should, it ain't. It's not going to be that way. We are the 5%. The 5% of the people who are consciously aware at the right time so we can receive the cosmic happenings. Because right now in this dispensation, as we are we've been transitioning from Pisces to Aquarius, right? This is the ending and beginning of a new cycle, but the cosmological cycle is actually in reverse. That's why it's supposed to be Aquarius, Pisces, and then Aries. But in the cosmological cycle, that actually works in reverse because you're going back in time and you read cosmology. We're going from Pisces to Aquarius. Libra is what happened before Christ came. I mean, not Libra. Aries, the fire bearer, that was the dispensation before Christ, the 2,000 years before Christ. But that shit got hijacked by Paul or John. Whichever disciple that came first saying he was baptized. He was the first hijack. He was the first hijack of the divine truth. Yeshua was supposed to be the bearer of good news. But that got hijacked too by Jesus. Because Jesus is the son of Zeus. He's the son of his father, Zeus. Hell Zeus, hey Zeus, Jesus. You want to know how that's also the truth? Because in the end time, 1/3 of the world will be under his wing. Last I checked, don't nobody worship Satan. So what name is 1/3 of the world under? You go to the middle of motherfucking Asia. Find a little Asian dude. And say, praise Jesus. The fuck you praising Jesus for? Like you ain't got your own God. So the Antichrist is hell Zeus. Yeah. But you got to do your own research. See, this is the point where you now have to be the studier of yourself. Because Jesus don't matter. Yeshua don't matter. Zeus, none of that shit matter. That was their world. You're in my world now, not your world. And we got friends on the other side. We got friends on the other side. Hey, they put it in your movies. They put it all in your movies. So that children will have some semblance of knowledge of it, of awareness of it. So as they grow older, they will buy into the system of dreams. The system that's been lulling them to sleep since they were children. That's why every child is addicted to a phone screen. That blue light. That blue photon light. That gives out subliminal messages. That has trained the mind and brain. Now to the point where if you don't have stimulation from that blue light, every about 45 minutes to an hour, you go through symptoms of withdrawal. That's why people panic when they come to the realization, oh fuck, where's my phone? That is an addict. But because they gave you the world on your phone, you are now addicted to the world. That's why we are in a time now where you're supposed to be going within yourself. Because you spent your whole life living outside of yourself. Trying to find an outer body experience. But you can't do that with your eyes. You do that in the mind. Because as above, so below, as within, so without, as on earth as it is in heaven. Because heaven is the mind state. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. You know what I'm saying? Come back, we're going to have more. You know, this is going to be a weekly series now. And by the way, if you missed it, go check YouTube. There will be this and a lot of other stuff that's going straight on there. You know what I'm saying? Until we can finally build, you know, whatever you want to call it. At this point, I don't care. We're building our own platform. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We are building it. And if you build it, they shall come. And we are building a place where souls can come to be activated. Souls can come to be healed. I do not want to deal with your spirit. I'm only talking to the souls. I'm only talking to those who can feel it right here. This is your solar plexus. This is actually where your soul sits. It's not up here. It's not up here. Your soul is here. Your spirit is up here in your mind. That's where Dayat is. Dayat, or Dath, or death, is the pineal gland. That's when your ego dies, so the spirit can be born anew. Because if the ego is transcended, because that's what's supposed to happen. The ego is supposed to transcend to be evolved. It is supposed to be enlightened to a new form, but in order to do that, it must let go of its old self. It must shed its skin. It's going through a molting phase. Right? That's what the ego is doing. And when it does that, it transitions to your higher self. Now, your higher self is powered from your soul. But the archetype that manifests it is based off your emotional trauma. It's going to be based off your emotional trauma. It is the strongest version of you in your strongest state. Right? And so, to you, coming to it for the first time as only knowing yourself as human, when you see this side of yourself, it's normally a monster spirit. That's the netter, or the netter root. You know what I'm saying? That is the amalgamation of the blackness that is reaching out for form. It has not taken form, so it's trying to take any form. That's why to master this spirit, it takes discipline. It takes discipline. If you're not disciplined, it will devour you, because that's what happens. When you get to the crown, you face the god, you face the dragon, Tiamat, the mother. She is there to devour the wrong, the spoiled seeds, so she can then nurture the good ones. Those that are not righteous are cast to the side. This is where the real spiritual psychosis come in. The shit they be calling spiritual psychosis for the ones that are actually spiritual, they're just in the middle of a spiritual transformation. They're literally evolving before your eyes. But because you only can use your two eyes to see, you can't see it. So I'm going to end this lecture off by saying it is always spiritual. The spirit is the deeper reasoning behind the shit that is happening to you in the physical existence. That's what the spirit is. It's teaching you about the deeper reasonings, the deeper happenings. So you're becoming more connected. The more you connect with nature, the more the world opens up to you. So, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for being a part. Like I said, tap screen, share it to a friend. If you missed it, it's going to be on the other platform. Go on the bio. Links is all there. Appreciate y'all. Ashe. Peace, love.